Hello, and welcome back to Idgits Gaming and our playthrough of Vane. I had a small problem with the save file, so I had to go back to an autosave that was still back at the quarantine center. So, I came back in, I built the utility cabinet, same as I did last episode. So, I want to get a lot of stuff around here torn down, because a lot of this stuff does not serve any purpose to me. I like my recliner, but I don't need a recliner here. It's not mine. It's not good enough. We're just going to start tearing all this stuff down because I need room for storage. And whereas, yeah, these are cute little storages, they don't hold much. So they're going to go. And we're going to replace them with bigger storage. And can I not? I guess maybe. Do I not have any cardboard scrap on me? Alright. Oh, we can fix that. There's got to be cardboard scrap still around here somewhere. Where's that junk room? Oh, junk room. I don't think I didn't clean you up. I was gonna say I don't think I cleaned you up yet. I'm going to clean it up, but I haven't yet. I guess I could just cover the windows with something a little beefier than cardboard scrap, but for right now, cardboard scrap's fine. I'm just trying to block the light so the zombos don't see light. I want to eat the light. Or whatever they think. We'll put the blinds down, but we'll get rid of the curtains. I don't like the curtains. These aren't exactly, well, maybe. We won't get rid of the curtains. But we will come over here to storage. I'm a big fan of putting up these. And, I got some raw limestone there on the ground. I need to pick that up. I don't want to get as much in the corner as I can. Seems to be about right there. And I'm guessing yellow means we don't have enough stuff to make another one. Uh-huh. What am I missing? Storage. I'm missing wooden planks. Oh, there's a bunch of wood stuff around here we can tear down. I don't need this side table. It's cute, but I need this cloth bench. I like the ones that actually have. And I'm not getting wood planks, so there is another way I can get wood planks. Go over here to weapons, and I add this to my quick use. We'll go outside and chop down a tree. We'll Paul Bunyan this. That's not even. It's not even a door to outside. We got some trees outside that I don't really want. Maybe if I lock that, I'll stop going out the back door. I don't want the back door. I want the front door. Yeah. We got these trees here by the driveway. I don't really want them here. And the ones on the other side of the driveway, that's fine. I chopped 2 wooden logs. Yay! And I'm still massively heavy. But I can come in here to my inventory. I think I can just dismantle the wood logs. Go. Dismantle. We'll do dismantle. I guess we'll dismantle them both. That's still not enough. Time to go chop down another tree. Paul Bunyan ain't got squat on me. That should be enough for another shelf. And we'll do that a couple times. And we got so much wood that I can't actually carry it all. So come out here, go to storage, make another crate shelf, and build. Go ahead and put the axe away. I don't really need it. I don't know if it would work better if I was doing these all together, because this is not going exactly beside that one where I want it. Maybe it's the window behind it. I don't know. It's gonna mess with my OCD with these being off like that. I'm thinking it might be the curtains. Let's see if we can. Yeah, we can get rid of the curtains if we put the blinds up. Now the drawback is you don't get your stuff back when you tear these down. You get some of it back, but you don't get it all back. It's kind of painful. You can just go where I want you to go, please. Put you elsewhere. Come on. Hit a bump. Alright, we'll put one there. And do we have enough stuff to make any of the crates to go in them? Yes, we do. We actually got enough to make quite a few. And these just nest in there really, really nicely. And I do like this. Never mind, hold on. I don't have enough wood scrap. Where's that? I could theoretically tear down some of these wooden planks to make more, but we also need to make center workbench, which takes 30 wood scrap, which we need to go get that. Hold on. Go ahead and get rid of it. I'm horrible about this. Stations. Takes 5 nails, 30 wooden scraps. I don't need wood planks at the moment. I will. So you get about 2 for every. We'll chop down another tree. We'll get some more wood logs. We'll turn it into wood scrap. Blah 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 blah. Dismantle all. Dismantle all. That gives me enough. I think. Let's make absolutely certain. That gives me enough. And we'll put the Paul Bunyan axe away. Yes, I can easily go through and start scrapping a lot of the wooden stuff to do that, which I will down the road. Just not right this second. I think this is a nice little spot for a workbench. That way I can craft things here at the base, or at the house, or whatever you want to call it. Yay, we have a workstation. And it's not quite on the corner where I wanted it, but it's good enough. I definitely don't want those soil bags. I mean, I want them, I just don't want them right this second. And you can come over these and you can rename them to whatever you want. And obviously for right now, I don't have a lot of storage, but that's not bad. And we can we'll probably want to keep those. We got reinforced wooden planks, yay. We'll come here and when you rename them, it also pops up here, so you know exactly where you are. And we want tools, and we can get rid of that. And we put all those in there. There's scrap. And we'll put all those in there. Ooh, look, now I'm not so heavy. I'm down to 57 pounds. And we'll go upstairs and we'll start tearing some stuff down. Basically, if it doesn't have storage, it's going away. Actually, even if it has storage, it's probably going away. like I said in, I think, the last episode, I don't need all these bedrooms. We're not hosting an galactic kegger here. Okay. I do need to go get some of my tools because I'm not always that smart. Like, I need a hammer. We'll just take a normal hammer. We don't need a... actually, do I have the mini sledge in here? No. Figure the mini sledge would count. Where is my... Okay, I don't know where my... Maybe my... Did I not? I got a mini sledge. I'm just losing stuff now. Maybe it's in the car. Yep, there it is. I want to keep that on me. I'll put the sledgehammer, one of the sledgehammers, in there. I'll keep the mini sledge on me because, you know, it's cute. It's a mini sledge. Who doesn't like mini stuff? Okay, it doesn't weigh nearly as much as what a full-size sledge does. One thing to make absolutely certain about is make sure that when you are destroying stuff, that it does not show that it's locked. If it is locked and you destroy it, it will pop out a little bag with nothing in it. If you destroy something that's not locked, you get the contents. I think there's a way to destroy without getting the contents, but I'll take the contents right now. Like I said, we're just going to destroy everything. Because destruction is fun. In this case, destruction is profitable. And if you do... I always remove the light bulbs from lamps before I destroy them. I don't know if it's just a bad force of habit, or if you don't get the light bulb, but I'm not taking any chances. We all got sold that lie about the LED light bulbs are going to last for 10 years, and they don't. So I don't know how fast light bulbs wear down in this, but I'm not taking chances. I'm a bit on the paranoid side, and you know, when zombies are out trying to eat your head, being paranoid's not always a bad thing. We'll put one there, we'll put one there. Now that I've got a bunch of wood scraps from destroying all that. Okay, I did lock the mini sledge, so it ain't going nowhere. And we can put all this stuff in there. Bear in mind, these workbenches don't have a huge amount of weight. A hammer and basic pliers, and I could make metal brackets. Metal brackets are good. Okay, so we'll come over here, we'll go to tools, and we'll grab a sledgehammer, because like I said, I'm going to stick a sledgehammer in the crafting station because it does qualify as a heavy hammer, same as the mini sledge. But this weighs 9 pounds, the mini sledge only weighs 6, and anyone in the military will tell you, ounces become pounds. Pounds become weight. Weight hurts. I would like to know, if anybody actually does know, what the ranks of the different pliers are. Like obviously, sledgehammer is a heavy hammer. Mini sledge is a heavy hammer. Locking pliers are heavy pliers, and there's basic pliers, basic hammers, stuff like that. We'll make all those metal brackets. Why? Metal brackets increase your mechanical, your construction, and your crafting. So they're very good to make, and you will need a lot of them going forwards. So I have a really bad habit of basically any iron scrap I have, and you will probably get a fair amount of iron scrap down the road or through the game. I just turn a lot of them into metal brackets right away, and then I'll turn them into more stuff down the road. And we can do this like wood scrap. We can do this one as metal scrap. We can do this one as plastic scrap. And as you play through, you're gonna have a lot of this stuff. And there are dedicated scrap bins. There's scrap storage, there's log storage, there's plank storage. The scrap storage isn't really worth building. It's large and it doesn't have as much capacity as a stack of these. We'll do this one as weapons. And I don't want to put food in here, but clothing. And you can rename these after the fact as well. Like, I decide I don't want this one to be clothing. I want it to be more scrap. You can rename them. So these come in very, very handy. And I'm probably going to line this entire freaking wall with them down the road. But I'm not going to bore you with all that. When I make something new, I will record it. When I make something different, I will record it. But I won't show in video that I made 10 stacks of these storage things and renamed them all, blah, blah, blah. You'll see that I made a bunch of storage. I'll show that I made a bunch of storage. I'm just not going to record all of it. Because do you really want to watch me craft that many? Okay, I know I put a bunch of stuff in here. Cardboard scrap, cloth scrap. Oh, that's another thing you can do. Come over here to the original scrap bin and get all my cloth scrap. And some of these scraps are, I won't say are worth more, but they're worth more. Okay, we need basic cutting, so we need a cutting tool. And it wouldn't be a bad idea to make yourself a list of what qualifies for what. Obviously, a crosscut saw is a cutting tool because it's a saw. It's meant for cutting through things. And I'm not going to take it because I'll probably carry a grinder or something with me. It's always a good idea to carry the heaviest tool you have of that variety. And maybe a backup. We'll make a bunch of cloth rope because I've got all this cloth scrap, and cloth scrap is extremely easy to get. One thing I would like to see is on these crafting station recipes to see if it's 1 log to X planks. How many of, if I put 2 screws, 1 metal bracket, 1 wooden plank, does that give me 1 reinforced plank? Does it give me 2, 5, 12, whatever? It would just be something that would be useful because I don't think every one of these recipes is literally 1 iron scrap to 1 metal bracket. This one is, but it would be nice to see a multiplier. So it's one less thing that you, as the player, have to remember. And you can also slice up a bunch of stuff in here. I'm going to sit there and watch my crafting and all that stuff just slowly go up. And we got a crap ton of cloth rope. But while we're doing that, I'm going to do a little more power leveling. I want to come over here and see if I got all this clothing I can tear apart. See if I got any. Right. There's certain things you can do to. I keep doing that. I know that's not the front door. I probably shouldn't have put the utility closet where I did. Should have put it up here by the front door. I want to make sure that there's no more logs out here. And then we'll take care of the hungry and thirsty thing. And I believe even a chunk of tree that's fallen like this, you can go up to, maybe. Alright, so maybe I was wrong. But swinging something heavy like an axe or a sledgehammer will help your strength. Because obviously swinging around something like that, yeah, that's all clothing I can tear apart for more cloth scrap. I got a bunch of food in here, which needs to go in and into a fridge. A bunch of canned stuff. Actually, we'll take the canned tuna. Maybe the canned herring. Yeah, I should be able to do. We're gonna go do a bunch of cooking. Large soda bottle. Okay, that's 70 large water. You will definitely learn to start paying attention to the volume of how much liquid bottles hold. A wine bottle is 24 ounces. A wine bottle is 26 ounces. Sorry, I misspoke. So is a whiskey bottle. A water bottle is only 17. Vegetable broth bottle is 33. That's a lot of scrap that needs to go inside. That's a lot of stuff that needs to be turned into scrap. Which I won't bore you with all that. It's like, that is a lot of schematics. God, I got a lot of crap in here that needs to be scrapped out. Plastic buckets. Plastic buckets, muck buckets, plastic tubs. Your muck tubs are really, really useful for this. And I got a whole lot of stuff that's going to get turned into scrap, but we'll do that off camera because you don't want to watch me go through and do that. Pot. We have a camp coffee pot. That'll probably work. Pan. We have a cast iron pan. We'll probably have to go get more cooking utensils. Not knives and forks and spoons, but pots and pans. One of these days I'll remember the layout of this house. That would be probably under tools. And we'll go over here to the sink and we will fill those muck tubs. Please let there be a pot or a pan around here. Dry dog food. Nope. 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 I have to go to another house. That's fork and a whisk. Pronto detergent. Large cooking pot. That's exactly what I'm looking for. We'll put the oven dish in here, and we'll put the large cup. If you ever want to just increase your cooking, an easy thing you can do is just put a large container of water in here, come down here, and make a crap ton of boiled water. It's 8.8 fluid ounces every time. What I've been able to tell, the stove has basically infinite liquid storage. And once you've got it all queued up, you can take your muck tubs back over to the sink, fill them back up. Now, there's two ways to do this. You can either come down here to fill container, or you can go into your inventory and tell it to refill from sink. This is just kind of a abusey way of leveling up your cooking. And you also throw all my canned fish in, and we can cook that. But we will. I'm gonna unqueue all this. Now, unfortunately, as you unqueue this stuff, the water does disappear. But at this moment, water's basically free, so it doesn't really matter. We'll take this down to like 5, and then we're gonna make the canned tuna and the canned herring, just so I can show you how you do basic cooking. I realize not everyone who's going to watch this video is going to be an expert on every little aspect, so I will try to go through a lot of these very, very, very basic things. So if you want to get into the game, or you're new to the game or anything like that, or maybe it's just something that you didn't realize. God knows I'm not always the smartest cookie in the sock drawer. And unfortunately, when these say a minute 40, they don't mean in-game time. They mean real time. So you will be sitting here for a minute 40, or you need to come back here in a minute 40 and take these out. They will burn. I don't know what the exact percentage is when it becomes a burnt item. But if you leave meat or something in here, it's going to burn. And unfortunately, it's a minute 40 for every single one. So, like, I've got 3 recipes for the cooked canned herring queued up. Therefore, I've got a minute 40 times 3. But it's not a minute 40 times 3 equals 3. It's a minute 40, take one out. A minute 40, take one out. A minute 40, take one out. And then another minute 40 for the canned tuna. But this is the easiest way to get large amounts of hunger satiation. You cook your food. And I mean, honestly, even in real life, you'd rather eat warmed up canned tuna than cold, nasty, watery canned tuna. Not a lot of people like to just open a can of tuna and go to town. They'd rather, at least drain it. I'm not a big tuna or canned tuna eater, so. And once it hits 100%, you just click it and it comes out, and you got cooked canned herring. Unfortunately, it does go in, or you do need to remember that it goes into your stove's inventory, not into yours. So if you want to eat this, you can eat it from. You can't actually eat it from there. You need to bring it into your inventory. Go to your inventory screen. And remember, if it's canned, even after it's cooked, if it still says canned, like cooked canned herring, you will have to open it. Do not try to eat it if it's not been opened. You'll hurt your teeth. I'm sure most of us are smart enough not to try to eat a can of soup while it's still in the can without opening the can first. So it is somewhat realistic in that regard. But like I said, it's a minute 40 for each one of these. So the best thing to do is find something that takes a small amount of time and gives you a large amount of satiation. That actually satisfies your hunger in a large quantity. That's easy to get. Boiled pumpkin, pretty good. Because pumpkin's easy to grow. And boiled pumpkin is a 60% satiation. We're at 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. And look, more cooked canned herring. And when you're starting, your basic fridge is okay. Large water bottle, 35 fluid ounces. Not nearly as good as a muck tub. And we got whiskey, we got wine. We got a bunch of waters in here. Unfortunately, the insulated canteens do not get cold in the fridge. But if it's not insulated, it will. Or Maybe after a while the insulated one will. I don't know. I think while we're waiting for those to cook, we're going to go ahead and go refill muck tubs. We'll get some more water boiling. I find it easier to do it out of my inventory. Bear in mind, boiling water, I believe any one of the brewings down here does not require you to actually click to take it out of, or once it's cooked. I believe. I haven't done all of them, so obviously correct me if I'm wrong. And drop down in the comments what your favorite one of these recipes are, especially the beginning game ones that you start with. You'll get more recipes from reading the recipe books, but you need to get your cooking up some before you can even understand them. One thing I like to do, and maybe it's just me preparing for the worst, which I know is eventually going to happen, I will fill up containers with water, and then I will leave them out. Just like as long as the water's on, I'm going to fill up every vessel that I can. I'm going to fill up my tub. I'm going to fill up my sinks. I'm going to fill up the toilet. I'm going to fill up if it says fill, I'm going to fill it. Because your water will shut off after, I think it's a month on default, month and a half, something like that. Your water will shut off, your power will shut off. But there's a grace period, unless you're playing with your settings turned up. You can reduce it from a month. I think you can go up to like 6 months, and you can set it so that it's off when you start. And we'll get into how to deal with not having running water, not having the power off the grid, how to do the self-reliant stuff, because this is one of those games that you're meant to play for a while. It's not Fortnite or any of those games where, oh, it's a 3-5 minute game. Okay, we got all the food cooked. Now we're just going to boil a bunch of water, but I'm going to put all my cooked stuff in here. Because I like having my food in the fridge, because that's where food goes. And once you have like 1 can of cooked canned herring, 1 can of cooked tuna, you can put similar in, and they'll put anything that is in the fridge that's in your inventory in there. We're going to get rid of this rotten stuff, because I don't want rotten shit on me. It stinks. And I do mean that literally. I did it again. I went in the bathroom. I need to put a big old sign on there. Not the front door. And off camera, I'll go through and I'll scrap a bunch of stuff. One thing I always like to do is I can just come in here and I type in rot. Don't drop it. Don't eat it. I eat the nasty stuff. Don't eat the nasty stuff. It's bad for your tummy. It will actually give you a stomach ache, I believe, if you eat too much of it. I do, but it will work on your hunger. We are hungry and thirsty, so let's... Did I seriously just walk all... Instead of hanging on the left, straight into the kitchen. I gotta figure out the layout of this house. I'm horrible with that. But we will do a bunch of drinkies. And I'll be a little I'll go a little overboard. And we'll take some canned herring. We'll take 2 cans of that. That way I leave 1 of each in there, so when I come back I can just hit push, put similar, and they'll just drop in there. But like I said, make sure to hit open first, and then you can eat. And open, we'll eat, and we'll get a little animation. And yummy, yummy, yummy. We are satiated and very hydrated. Now, bear in mind, a lot of the foods will actually dehydrate you. Especially if you start thinking about real life, you do have a lot of salts and stuff in your food. And we got veggie soup here. We can make that. Which we're not going to do right now because we've got a bunch of boiled water queued up. And I'm not going to sit around and wait for all this boiled water just so I can make sure I don't burn my soup. But down the road, you'll start making more, like the document shelf and the key hook. I believe there's a makeshift refrigerator. You can make your own mattress. There's a lot of stuff in here. One thing we'll be working on in the not too distant future is walls. We are going to wall in this entire house. Makeshift freezer. Awesome. Unfortunately, I need a lot more mechanical and construction and some higher end materials. So there is tiers to your building. You got a makeshift fridge. And these are much, much better than your standard household fridge. The makeshift fridge has a much higher capacity. Okay, we got a whole bunch of scrap out in the car. I'm going to start bringing it in. I'm not going to go to the bathroom again. Not going to do it. I know I'm dumb. I know I keep going to the bathroom. We'll come over here. We'll go to crafting, which is where all your scrap is. And we'll try to... we can't even carry all that. We'll carry as much as we can. We'll take it in. We'll put it in the scrap boxes or in the workstation so we can break it down. These soil bags are heavy as crap. And you don't need to loot them. If you get a shovel and smack the dirt, you will get soil. And I did it again. Oh wait, I want to go this way. So I want to go to this. And I want to go to crafting. Crafting, not tools. And I want to put a lot of this stuff in. I want to put my cloth scrap so I can turn it into cloth rope. I can put the cloth rope in there just so it's all in there. Put the iron scrap in so we can make more brackets. Because remember, brackets give mechanical. And then most of the rest is just going to go into the storage box. And I'll organize this off screen. You guys don't want to watch me organize stuff. I don't want to watch me organize stuff. And if I'm going to be bored watching myself do something, you guys are definitely going to be bored. I would probably need some of that iron scrap for things other than metal brackets, but for right now, I need metal brackets because I need the levels. I don't want them. Those. And if you accidentally queue up something that you don't want, you just click it and it goes away. Now, that's all my scrap, or all the crafting items. It goes over here. I made sure to turn left this time. And we'll put all those in there. Now, bear in mind, these boxes only have 300 pounds of capacity, so you're not going to store the world in each one of those boxes. We'll grab all this clothing, and we'll take it all. I do need to go through and make sure that the clothing I'm wearing is locked in my inventory. But we'll do that real quick. And it's pretty easy to tell because you get, I think the ones you're wearing move over like that. You can also go to your equipment and it'll tell you. We've got a hiking backpack. We've got overalls, uppers, blah, 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 blah. Which we got a t-shirt, which is what we're wearing, which will get better clothing. And because there is actually a difference to the different clothings. So right now we will, like I said, I'm not going to go through and deconstruct all this stuff on camera. That's all that clothing. Make sure my gloves are still on. And you always want to wear some pair of gloves, especially if you're going to be doing hot wiring. Like a lot. Unfortunately, one thing I would like to see is I'd like to see food separated from like books and magazines. I realize they're all consumables, but I'd like to see food get its own section. Maybe that's just me, I don't know, but it would be easier for me, especially, if it wasn't all in the same. It's like it would be nice if I could double click to put stuff into a cabinet. I don't want to put my books in the refrigerator. They're not going to go bad. And you can come down here and sort by freshness, which does put all your foods. It does, yeah, like I've got a bunch of rotten stuff here, so. But like I don't want to put, I don't know how the hell my hot chocolate box is going bad. I understand how my marshmallow is going bad, even though marshmallows don't really go bad. Cheesy corn chips probably aren't going to go bad anytime. Bread slice, orange marmalade. Orange marmalade's not going to go bad for months in real life. I don't know. Is there a hotkey that I could just mouse hover over something and have it go into a cabinet? Like instead of having to drag all this stuff over, is there a button I can press to just transfer it? I don't know. I haven't really studied the key bindings all that well. This is obviously a pain in the butt. I don't want to put sunscreen in here. Sunscreen's not going to go bad. I don't get that one. Some of the stuff that has an expiration on it, I don't get. I don't understand. It's like I sorted by freshness. Why is the detergent 50% good? Why is the magazine down here? Things that I would like to see changed. I understand the candy bar going bad, even though it's not going to go bad anytime soon. You can eat a year-old candy bar and be absolutely fine. There's so much preservatives in food nowadays that it's probably not going to go anywhere. Your ketchup does go in the fridge. I don't care what people say. I don't need to put these insulated flasks in there because, I mean, I just dump the water out. I'll put the gin in there. I'm more of a fan of cold booze. One thing you can do is take your fabric softener bottles, because these smell good. So anything like fabric softener, detergent, whatnot, leave them around the house. It just helps mask up the smell of nasty stuff. I don't really believe in putting my pot in the freaking fridge. I don't think it goes there. I don't put my dog food in the fridge, but cooked chicken noodle soup, yeah, probably need to keep the leftovers in there. We're going to go get rid of these rotten foods. And I'm going to take them far away from the house and drop them. Certain things smell bad, and bad smells attract zombies. So I would prefer not to have... And at the moment, I can't make a compost bin. I need to get my farming up. I need to get my construction up. But there is a compost bin that you can put your rotten stuff in to turn it into soil. And I think it's a higher quality soil, because at least in real life, compost is better for plants than just digging up your garden soil. But I'm sure you guys are noticing that my skills keep going up because I'm still crafting stuff. I don't think I'm boiling water right now. I'm going to. I'm going to get more water boiling, because I don't see a reason not to. We'll put the 2 muck tubs in and we'll boil a bunch more water. This thing still has capacity. might as well boil as much water as we can. Because like I said, you need a higher cooking skill to read the better recipes. And we'll come in here to my consumables and we'll see if we have any recipe books. I think I do. Maybe not. Oh. Now bear in mind a lot of these they're boost. So if you're not going to do construction, don't read a construction boost magazine prior. You're not going to get really anything out of it. If you're about to make a bunch of stuff, read one of these. Just like if you're about to tear a bunch of stuff down, read the dismantling book. It'll help your levels a lot. I believe these are good for 30 minutes of real time. You will eventually be using your detergent and stuff like that, I believe, in the washer. Most houses have a washer and dryer. Or some houses have a washer and dryer. I believe this one does. Maybe not. Do I not have a basement? I don't think I have a basement. It really sucks because this would be a great place to put a door for a basement. Oh well. And I'm going to try to... I know the first couple episodes of this were 45 minutes to an hour long. I'm going to try to stick to about 40 to 50 minutes per episode with cutting stuff out that's not needed. And that, as you see, my sales are going up. One of the things I always grab muscle memory right off the bat, because muscle memory just gives you more experience. And the more experience you're getting, the better you can do with stuff down the road. Yeah, dismantling, crafting, cooking's going up. I think I'm done crafting in here. Yeah, everything's done here. I need to get everything out of my car. Because obviously you want your car to be empty, mostly empty. There's obviously going to be stuff that you carry with you everywhere. I don't need to carry all of this medical stuff. I don't need to carry all of this special stuff that's going to become scrap. The vast majority of this will become scrap. So we'll probably just come over here and we'll rename this bottom one to scrap. If I can type. That way we know this is all stuff that needs to be processed. It needs to be turned into scrap. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Or I also have a bad habit of making a storage box. It's literally just a drop box. You just come in and you drop all your stuff in it and you sort it later. Oh, man. That's where my recipe books are. They're still in the car. It's like I've got a bunch of tools in here that need to go in. But I'm not going to bore you guys with all of this. I just wanted to show you some of the very basic stuff that you can do to get some of your levels up. And obviously, there's probably much better ways of doing this. But see, like, this requires cooking of 40 just to read it. I don't have a cooking of 40. This only requires cooking of... This only requires a cooking of 30. Sorry, you may have heard my dog bark because he barks at everything. He's just one of those dogs that the wind blew, so he has to bark at it. And you'll get these ones that say already read. You don't have to read them again. You can. I don't think you're going to learn anything from it. And I would say some of these take much, much higher cooking than others. Like the Gourmand's Guide Meet Your Maker takes a cooking of 80. Daring Desserts takes a cooking of 60. I'm not that high yet. Homestyle Cooking Volume 1 only took 30. I'm finally up to 40, so I can read that one. And as you read those, you get more recipes. You can make more stuff. Like I can make this canned soup now. So let's make this canned soup. Another minute 40 of real time that I get to sit here and wait for it to cook so I don't burn it. I'm one of those notorious people that my squirrel brain does squirrel things, and I'll put that on cook and I'll get distracted by 20 other things. I'll come back and the house is on fire. I don't believe you can actually set your house on fire in this game, but I'm not taking any damn chances. And I do believe after you've read a cookbook, if you have more of them, or any of the books, you can just scrap these. Schematics are your best friend. You want every schematic you can, because that just gives you more recipes in your crafting stations of stuff to make. Nails is awesome. Springs, again, awesome. Lockpicks, screws. Scissors is actually really good because you'll be surprised how often you need scissors. And I don't mean to use as scissors. You'll understand. And we'll get to that down the road. Scissors actually become an ingredient. I believe. Pretty sure I saw that. But like I said, I'm not going to bore you with showing you how to make everything. I'm not going to show you every single thing I scrap. And always make sure to turn off your stove when you're done. For no other reason than, it's the right thing to do. Cooked canned vegetables. And I'll make more storage. I'll deconstruct a lot of stuff, but I'm going to do a lot of that off screen, off camera, not recording, whatever. And we'll be back tomorrow with episode 6. But I think that's kind of wrap it up for today. Got to figure out which bedroom's mine. All right, there's my bedroom. I'm also a big fan of always closing and locking my doors behind me because, well, I'm paranoid. But yeah, that'll do it for today's episode. Again, if you enjoyed the content, smack the like button. If you're new here, subscribe, because why not? It's free for you, helps me out a great deal, lets YouTube know that I'm doing a good job, lets me know I'm doing a good job. And we'll be back tomorrow with episode 6. Till then, I've been an idiot, obviously.